I'm not really one to like insult stuff, but like mosquitoes suck. I'm Chris Hansen, and you're watching Disney Channel. Yo, what up, gang? Went to Taco Bell, called those cinnamon ball things cum balls. That's a very reasonable like way of explaining it. And we were like making the food, like the window. One of the people handed like a flower to the person that was at the window. Person driving said, "That's my rose toy. It's been very used." Very, very like simple thought process that goes through your brain there. The reason that there were flowers, the person driving, it was their last day working at the place. A bunch of people were like giving her like gifts and stuff. And one of those gifts was a bunch of flowers. This person was like the funniest person there. Saturday, and Saturdays are like the latest nights. 4 of us stayed there for a little bit, and then we went and got Taco Bell. After we got Taco Bell into a parking lot for like local pizza place, and they were talking about how much they liked it. They told me that I should go inside there and like get like a breadstick. Like at first I thought they were joking. They were all just staring at me. I stepped out of the car. I didn't realize until I stepped out of the car that someone who's working inside there stepped right out the building. When they saw me step out of the car, then they like flipped their shit and then walked back inside. When I saw that, I was like, no, I'm not, nope. In the car, person who like gonna flip their shit, they're staring directly at me, clearly pissed. And then everyone in the car is just like, go in. They're pissed now. Just go in. You're gonna make them more mad if you just don't go in. I went in and got a breadstick, and they were like, no, you got the wrong thing. You can use your shoe as a weapon. It's awesome. It's so cool. A couple of people over there like playing basketball. I kind of want to go over there and be like, yo, mind if I join? But at the same time, they both look like teenagers, and I'm a 20-year-old. I feel like explaining that you're not creepy makes you sound creepy. Yesterday, then I figured out why I'm bad at talking. And one of those reasons is I cannot choose the specific word to use in any given sentence sometimes. I sometimes like stumble over, can't decide, so I like start trying to say both, and it kind of just sounds like a jumbled mess, because it is a jumbled mess. Also, sometimes when I'm trying to say something, then like I think of something else, basically like a bracket fun fact type thing, and basically that like interrupts what I'm trying to say. I'm in the middle of a sentence and I start saying another one, but then like I realize that like I'm in the middle of a sentence already, so like I try to like stop saying what I'm already saying, but like sometimes like I end up forgetting what I was trying to say, so I have to just stop for like 8 seconds, and that usually makes it really annoying to like try to explain my thoughts, stumbling over my words and shit. But then also trying to drop 18 fun facts, I've barely gotten half of my point across. Makes it very, very annoying. Makes me sound kind of stupid. I haven't gone up here in a while because I'm a little pussy ass bitch who just doesn't go outside enough. I look stupid as fuck, but at the same time, that's never stopped me. Cringe is a social construct. Yeah, you don't have to buy into it, and once you realize like you don't need to, it's awesome. There's a difference between being cringe and being annoying. It's a pretty thick line. So many different people will draw the line at so many different points. Really just a coin toss whether people will find you cringe or annoying. Being annoying is just being a piece of shit. But being cringe is like anything that the viewer themselves does not do specifically or does not agree with is cringe. People will like strawman people who have like other political beliefs as them as cringe a lot of times. That's as far as they'll go into politics today. Anyone can find anything cringe. You could drink water out of a cup and people will find that shit cringe. Anyone will find anything cringe, and it's up to you to decide whether or not that's gonna like control you. It's 95% of the time. Being cringe is just, I see something that I think is a little weird or a little stupid. Instead of trying to understand it or realize like, hey, not everyone likes the same things as me, they're just like, oh, fuck this, it's ass, it's cringe. On an objective level, all of this is meaningless. Per person basis thing. If you call someone cringe, like, oh, boo-hoo, like, do you have like no bigger issues in your life? They have to call something that someone enjoys cringe. Good job, bro. Congratulations, man. Next time you call something cringe, fuck off. Next time someone calls you cringe, it doesn't matter, genuinely. The Venn diagram of people who call stuff cringe unironically and rage baiters, there's so much overlap that it's probably about a circle. We have a dress code at work. Owner's wife went on the group chat recently and was like, yo, so like we're gonna all need to be like wearing black t-shirts and like the company hats and shit. fuck you. I'm not putting up with your bullshit. And then yesterday night, then she actually came in and was like, hey, so I noticed that you're wearing a red shirt. And like, I love that we're just following like the dress code like to a T, and like we're all agreeing with this. And then I gave the awesome reply of, would it kill you to have a little flavor, a little pizzazz? And like, her and everyone I was with thought that was awesome. That was a great response. Like, oh, the customer's vibes. Like, fuck off. They're here for like 20 minutes and they leave. I don't give a shit. I'm here all fucking day. I don't really care if they see me wearing a Cheez-It shirt or whatever the fuck else I wear. Like, I get it if like what you're wearing is like skimpy or like offensive, but like, it's a fucking Cheez-It shirt, man. Shiver me timbers. Basically, any time that I talk to someone, then I'm making like jokes whenever I can think of a joke. I come up with jokes and say jokes so often that like it's basically like all I say. I don't think I've had like a deep conversation in like months. It's almost always just me trying to make jokes every 2 seconds. You know, there's nothing wrong with making jokes, but like it's gotten to the point where I make jokes so often that people don't think I have like actual like emotional depth or anything. And a lot of times I have issues like realizing like, okay, this is like a serious topic, I shouldn't make jokes about it. Oftentimes make jokes when I shouldn't, which is bad. You can make jokes in serious situations and like about serious things, but there comes a point when like it kind of makes it seem like you're immature. Pretty sure that's like starting to make a lot of my coworkers think that like I can't really take things seriously. When it comes to like one-on-one conversation, I kind of don't really have this issue. It's like a group setting, like 3 or more people. My like conversational IQ drops to like single digits. I've tried so hard for so long to like figure out a way to like have an actual conversation, but like I just can't figure it out. Like anytime I'm talking to someone, then like if it's one-on-one, what they say is almost always more interesting, but like I'm the only one they're talking to, so they actually like respond to what I say and like have interest in like what I have to say. If there's 2 people I'm trying to talk to, then it almost never, they'll start talking, then just don't stop talking, and like I try to butt in like, you know, something interesting. Doesn't work ever. This is a tangent, but I can never like lead anyone. Out of all the people in the kitchen that work there, I'm the person that's been there for like the 5th longest, and there's about a dozen people in the kitchen now. I'm often on shifts with one that's not me, has been there for less time that I have, still let them like be they in charge of the shift basically, because I don't want to lead people, which I'm starting to kind of realize is like bad. Time that I'm like the person that's been there the longest and like, you know, most not knowledgeable and whatever, I'll try almost every shift basically. Then there's like one person that's like basically telling people like, okay, you do this, you do that, I'll do this, that kind of thing. It usually ends up being the person that's been there the longest. I cannot lead even when I'm probably the one who should be. I think that is something that is starting to make people not disrespect me, but like they understand that I'm probably gonna put up with their bullshit. Almost every time that I have tried to confront someone about something, they're smart enough with words to like figure out a way to make me look stupid for calling them out or whatever. Like almost any argument that I have, even if I'm like, you know, strong in my beliefs on it and have like a bunch of rebuttals and stuff like in my brain, I can never say them because I know the person I'm speaking to isn't someone that wants to like reach some sort of like agreement or like understanding. Usually I in a conversation with 3 or more people, like occasionally then like I'll say something. If I do say something, it's like a joke. But it's the only way I know to like get people's attention in like a conversation. Sometimes I like to have people like caring about what I have to say. I'm not like an attention whore or anything, but like I do care to, you know, have my opinions heard. Group setting conversations, I can't really say much. And like usually what I do say kind of like a no shit statement or something that like all of us already know, but like I didn't know that all of us already knew that. or something. They just don't give a shit. I try as hard as I possibly can to do the job well, not just because I want to be good at the job, but because I want like respect for being able to do the job well. I'm not really respected in conversations. I gotta at least be respected in like, you know, how well I do the work. The only time that like people really pay attention to like my work is like when I fuck up. The entire reason basically that I got as good as I did at doing the dishes so that like I wouldn't be scared that people would like shit talk me behind my back. If I'm not good at conversations or the job, I'm literally just dead weight basically. And I want to be anything but dead weight. I don't want to be the guy that goes into work and like 3 people roll their eyes. I don't want to be that. Something I've gathered is that everyone that I can tell has an issue with me, I know of at least 3 people that have issues with them. That regard, I think I'm doing fine. I've talked about this at length before, where like I've looked up several times like how to like talk to people, and I actually asked one of the people, how the fuck are you so good at speaking to people? She didn't even think she was good at conversation, but like she is. Like what? I don't. No, you are. What the fuck? Basically, the advice that she gave was people want to talk about themselves, so like ask them questions about themselves, which I think is good advice, but at the same time, that's not like a sustainable conversation way, I don't think. I'll try it. I'll try it sometime, but like, kind of feels like you're their microphone that they're speaking into. It's basically just like a one-sided conversation.
Buy the all-new Ford F-150. It's the same shit we've been selling for the past 8 years, but more expensive. Ford, fuck yeah.
Life's an open world video game. You can just go wherever. You know, rules, regulations, and it's in hardcore mode, but you know, you can. Also, I have my hair like this because I want to look slightly mentally unstable, because if you're slightly mentally unstable, then you're more likely to not get like mugged by someone. Tip, like life advice, whatever. Make yourself look slightly psychotic if you don't want to get mugged at night.
You think that's cheating? Hey, bring his wife in here. They're the ones that'll get you happy. I'll tell you that. They're the ones that'll get you
bubbles. You do have to buy things. There is absolutely stuff you have to buy. Like, people will buy like too much stuff just for the sake of buying stuff. I like to think that I'm pretty good about not spending money when I don't need to, but I made this mistake several times in the past, probably quite recently also, where I don't need to buy the thing thinking you're going to use it, don't end up using it, or if you do use it, it's like not enough to justify buying it. In recent times, I've definitely gotten better about it. I don't think I've bought a CD in like a little over a month, actually. I haven't bought a CD in like over a month. A lot of times, then like you solve an issue, think you need to like get like the newest like gadget or whatever, or like something to like specifically do the thing. Usually what you have is like enough to like suffice, and you don't need to like, you know, get a new thing. But oftentimes, even if you don't have the new thing and like don't have anything to, you know, do it with, like you can like jerry rig something. I reuse a lot of plastic containers for storing random bits and bobs. You don't need to go to Hobby Lobby and buy 800 tubs. Just use like, I don't know, like pop cans and like Cheez-It boxes and shit. I used to store like all of my SD cards inside of like a pill container. I think that basically every single SD card that I have, with the exception of like 2 of them, were like secondhand or like salvaged. A lot of times people will just like leave random shit laying around for years and like never touch it or do anything with it. Saying it out loud, it makes it sound a lot worse than it actually is. But like, if you just like go and start randomly using this thing that like nobody like has used in years, like unless you like destroy it or like mess it up or something, like I don't see anything morally wrong with doing that. You don't need to like buy a bunch of shit. There's a solid chance you can already do what you're wanting to do with the shit you already have.